This presentation is being brought to you in collaboration with PACE Center for Girls Palm Beach County Victim Services, and Palm Beach County Youth Services Department. And our focus today is on the Girls Coordinating Council of Palm Beach County. The Girls Coordinating Council is a strategic planning committee that is focused on promoting gender-responsive, trauma-informed, and strength-based approaches for supporting girls in our community. The emphasis is on a data-driven and collective impact approach and aligning community initiatives. The GCC first launched in 2017 in Broward County, Florida, with the initial support and backing of the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. The work was so successful that they were encouraged to replicate this model. And to date, there are 5 GCCs, including Broward County, Florida, Hillsborough County, Florida, Lee County, Florida, Macon, Georgia, and now Palm Beach County, Florida. The core components of the Girls Coordinating Council are to first form a collaborative group. This is done by identifying key stakeholders in the community that represent the system of care that supports our girls. Meetings are conducted with representation from these various areas. We then focus on a data-driven approach, and we do a community assessment and collect data indicators to best understand how girls are faring in our community in comparison to those at the state and national level. We take a deep dive into data to really understand the intersection of gender and race and make sure that we can identify patterns and areas of need. Based on our data, we then will address local issues by identifying strategies and interventions. We usually pick 1 to 2 data indicators, and based on our findings, identify a common agenda and plan of action, and through that work, reach out into the community and focus on the needs based on what the data has shown us. The Girls Coordinating Council statewide have addressed local issues in their communities, again, through a data-driven and collective impact approach, and have done various things, to address these needs. They've conducted local TV shows, call to actions, completed data reports, been advocates in their community, compiled resource guides and informational brochures, developed girls task force, launched girls court and detention center initiatives, and done some community-based trainings. The Girls Coordinating Council of Palm Beach has identified their big rocks, which are our deliverables that we will continue for the remainder of the 2020 year and into 2021. Our big rocks include strengthening our community of presence, coordinating our efforts, expanding our membership, aligning our initiatives, increasing the girl voice and participation in our committee, and continuously collecting and reviewing data indicators relevant to our community. The Girls Coordinating Council presented to the Birth to 22 Steering Committee in an attempt to partner with Birth to 22 and coordinate our efforts. The Birth to 22 initiative really provides the backbone and collective impact framework so that the Girls Coordinating Council can work with the 6 action areas of Birth to 22 and remain focused on children, parents, community, equity, collaboration, improvement, and coordinating our efforts for a brighter future for our youth. Now I'm going to turn it over to Winter Jones to focus on why girls.
Thank you, Amy. Hi, I'm Winter, and I am the program coordinator for Green Dot of Palm Beach County. So one of the questions that you may be asking is, why specifically girls? The answer is that we truly see a need for a gender-responsive approach in areas that are affecting the lives of girls in Palm Beach County. For example, historically, incarceration programs were designed for boys, but of course, girls are also placed into these programs without any real consideration of gender-specific factors that will contribute to their experience or even their outcome in the long run. There are very few programs that discuss the varying needs of boys and girls, and instead, they're given the same selection of services across the continuum, which is something that the Girls Coordinating Council plans to address. In essence, a gender responsive approach creates an environment that responds directly to meet the needs of a specific gender. And just as important, it serves to really increase positive impact on the population as a whole. We really believe that girls experience the world differently than boys, and vice versa. They need a safe environment. They need services that are relational, strength based, culturally competent, trauma informed, and holistic. Equitable access to these services will allow for girls to graduate at higher rates, to secure employment, delay pregnancy, increase family income, have greater self determination, and ultimately break the multi generational cycles of poverty and trauma that we see. So, the Girls Coordinating Council is so committed to continue the discussion and advocacy, as well as the alignment of the community initiatives that will support the success and the future of our girls. I am going to go ahead and introduce Carol Messam Gordon, and she's going to go over some of our core components of the Girls Coordinating Council.
Hi, I'm Carol Messam Gordon, Program Coordinator at Palm Beach County Victim Services and Certified Rape Crisis Center. So the three core components of Girls Coordinating Councils are having a collaborative group, which includes community partners, taking a data-driven approach, and having strategies to address local issues. A Girls Coordinating Council and Birth to 22 alignment will result in a collective impact to support a gender-responsive community here in Palm Beach County. Some of the data that was shared indicate that this is needed in our community. So to touch on what our community partners will look like for the launch of the Girls Coordinating Council, we have met and began collaborating with PACE Center for Girls here in Palm Beach County Victim Services, Palm Beach County Green Dot Program, Palm Beach County Youth Services Department, Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County, and of course, Palm Beach County Public Safety. We've also identified potential community partners and representation of the system of care, which aligns with our holistic approach. The domain of the girls' physical well-being, spirituality, and representation from all these components is very important. The developmental domain encompasses the physical, emotional, sexual, spiritual, educational, relational well-being of all our girls. We also have to remember to include the juvenile justice program, the parents, and of course, our girls themselves. Next, I'm going to turn it over to Holly Lynn, who will explain some of our data indicators.
Hello, I'm Holly Caratanudo, the Sexual Assault Outreach Coordinator at Palm Beach County Victim Services. As part of our commitment to a data-driven approach, we are exploring all of the domains to ensure a holistic approach to our girls. We will briefly share some of the data that has been already identified, but we know that there are more data sets to review. We will eventually select 1 to 2 sets of data for our first year. In Palm Beach County, girls are arrested less than boys. However, when we look at the racial makeup of those arrested, we see it's disproportionate to the general population makeup. Also related to community stressors, girls who currently drink alcohol in Palm Beach County is slightly higher than Florida and the rest of the United States. Even more concerning is that girls who currently drink alcohol is much higher than our males in high school that report currently drinking alcohol. Girls using marijuana is approximately 1.5% higher than Florida and slightly higher than the rest of the United States in Palm Beach County. However, more concerning that girls offered, sold, and given illegal drugs on school campus is 9% higher than the rest of the state of Florida and 5.5% higher than the rest of the United States. When we look at girls forced to have sexual intercourse, we have concerns that Palm Beach County is again higher than the rest of the state of Florida, and girls experiencing sexual violence in dating situations is also higher in Palm Beach County than the rest of the state of Florida. These numbers are even more concerning when we look at females compared to males. On the left-hand side, you see Palm Beach County high school students who experience sexual violence, and our girls are about 7% higher, and the same over with girls experiencing dating violence. We've started to look at some of the health and wellness data related to girls who describe themselves as overweight. The chart on the right looks at girls who are not getting at least 8 hours of sleep, and it is significantly higher in Palm Beach County than the rest of the state of Florida. This next set of data comes from 2019, and we have significant concerns based on this data related to girls who feel sad or hopeless and girls who seriously considered committing suicide. Almost 20% of female high school students in Palm Beach County have considered suicide in 2019. More health and wellness and economic data. Birth rates for teens have fallen in Palm Beach County. However, it's more complicated when we look at race and ethnicity. The rate for Hispanic young women is higher, especially for this second set of data on repeat births. The Department of Children and Families provided this data on human trafficking. It is clear that there are more reports of suspected human trafficking of young women, and we could eventually work with the Department of Children and Families to break down this data further on race and ethnicity and even zip code. Of these reports, 14 were verified for human trafficking in Palm Beach County in 2019. I'm going to hand it back over to Carol to wrap up.
Thank you, Holly. So our next steps. Our commitment is to align with Bird to 22, to develop collaborative groups, collect and review data indicators, create a common agenda, select 1 to 2 data indicators, identify gaps in potential funding sources, and coordinate a plan of action. With all of this said, when we heal girls, we heal our communities and change the trajectory for future generations. Thank you for taking the time to allow us to present to you, and we look forward to working with you on this project.